Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today I am here as natural as you see me in Africa. I'm introducing another topic, and I would also like to apologize to some of you who can't understand my language or my accent, whatever. It's because I'm in Africa. My tongue has to emphasize anything I'm saying. I need to emphasize it. So, if I'm in England, I try in Trafalgar Square to imitate them. Unsuccessfully, of course. I do that unsuccessfully. I try to forget about the T's, cut words, what, that. That's it. I get to America, I don't say batteries, I say batteries. So all those things, ladies and gentlemen, need to be considered. No people should think that we are the same. We are not. And in Africa, we don't force people to speak like we do. We don't. There are no expectations of that nature. But when you go to their countries, wherever you are, or wherever part of the world you visit, try to pick up the accent, even if it's not, because they won't understand you. Anyway, if you speak like speaking in Africa, it's very difficult for them to understand you. They don't criticize because they want to hear you. So, guys, let's understand one another in the world. Let's accept one another as we are. But let's try to meet one another halfway. Now, today, I'm bringing the issues to be considered in the maritime transport economics, the most important things, or the pillars of this economics we're talking about. Economics in our countries, using the oceans and seas as the platform. Now, young people must understand that each country has its own manufacturing industry. That is number one. We are selfish in that. We want to trade. We want to excel. We want to export. We want to be the greatest. We don't want to rely on China to bring goods to us, or America to bring exports, to export it to our continent, or us exporting to them. No, it's a selfish industry. Everybody wants to survive. That's what is really happening. So how do you do that? It's just by having or consolidating your manufacturing industry. Once you excel there, it means that you will be able to consume at home and share or export to other people to enjoy your product as well. So that is key in the maritime economies. So that is key in the maritime economics we are talking about. Secondly, some products are for domestic consumption, which means those we don't export. For instance, I can mention our traditional foods, staple foods. We don't export those because nobody will enjoy them. Some products are exported, or both exported. You can export, you can consume. Master that. That is your number two. Thirdly, there are basic principles. I once mentioned them the other day. I said that we are dealing with the supply, because whenever you are going to produce and export to somebody, you are supplying to that person. That person on the other side of the sea is demanding certain goods from you. When I say demanding, I don't mean arrogantly. Is requesting goods for you, which means they are importing. So we have basic principles of supply and demand. Now, how do you do this? I already said, that is my number 4. We use maritime transport. Where do you get maritime transport? It must be manufactured somewhere else. That is another market now, manufacturing. So some people like Chinese and South Koreans and Japanese are manufacturing. And those kinds of industries are very, very strong. They consolidate them. They work hard to make them survive as a country. Now, I visited these countries. I have seen how the Japanese are manufacturing trains, big ones, whatever kind. I was shocked. But I know that in my country, I use the train. Where do we order them? Because we don't manufacture them. Other countries are supporting us. Now they are transported, those carriages, using maritime transport. That is why it's so important. That is why maritime transport creates a lot of jobs. That is why I sit here without expecting anything or expecting something. But most of the time, I'm not getting anything out of what I'm doing. What is important is that I am old now. I'm about to die, to retire, whatever is happening to me. The question is, what am I leaving to our youth in the world? Because we need to take from here and present to them so that they continue our work, the baton. You pass the baton to somebody else. That's what I'm doing here. We use ships. We create jobs. We export. We import. Ships are needed in the market, so they should be bought. They should be imported from where they are manufactured, the ships. Then there's cost involved in that. You buy a ship. We had already said one other thing, you can charter a ship and you start trading. So all those kind of things will come to them. Chartering, now you charter a ship. Right, what kind of ship you want. Ships, therefore, are very important in this business. Now, what are the influential factors? One of them is tonnage required. Right. What do you want? Right. What tonnage do you want? So you choose. Do you need a small ship or do you need a big ship? Do you need a passenger vessel? Do you need a barge? Do you need what size? All those kind of things we're going to deal with them. Dead weight and all draft. Because this ship, we are not going to just send it anywhere. It must align to the draft of that particular country it's going to visit, depending on the voyages around the world. Prices of transport services go up and down, right? Now, what I called freight rates, I talked about the freight rates one other day. They go up and down. They just fluctuate. So one other day you had rates up, one other day rates down. So now that is the cost of transportation. How much are you going to pay for your cargo to get to Tokyo, to London, to Russia? How much are you going to pay? Or them, how much are they going to pay to export goods to your country? Right, everybody pays, everybody receives, everybody imports, everybody exports. The subdivisions in the maritime markets are very important. They are very important. For that reason, ladies and gentlemen, there's competition. Who does what with what? What kinds of vessels are coming? What is the capacity of those vessels? Because sometimes you need to export bulky commodities. So you need a certain kind of cargo and a kind of a vessel that will link to the cargo you are going to export. So there's competition in that, because now the choice of the shipper will depend on his or her cargo. There are always changes, of course, of these kinds of vessels. They improve them. They have different designs. Right. Now, if you notice, there are ships called rock boxes that are going around that can carry passengers and also carry cargo. You know that? Yes, it happens. Now, anybody who is thinking about having a shipping company or who wants to be a carrier, right, join other carriers in the world, must think and consider and take decisions of what kind of ships they want. And also, they must consider the freight rates at a particular time. There are people who are calculating that. Even now, if you go to your computer, you just type freight rates in October. Maybe they are estimated, of course. You will get them. There are smart people who do those kinds of jobs. Not me. I'm not smart in that. I'm smart in telling you everything that is happening at sea as it is. So, why I'm doing that? I am doing that because I want more young people at sea. Basically, there are no jobs on land. They are exhausted. If I tell you the truth, not much. And also some people are trained in irrelevant categories of education. So now, if you want to fit very well, consider the oceans and seas. I thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want now to make my videos long. Consider subscribing, because that is appreciated. If you subscribing, you make me proud of you, and I want to do more. Right? I see that people are subscribing, then I do more, knowing that people are interested in the maritime sector. Once more, I